Oh shit. So we can just save for the next one, right? All right, great. You know what? Maybe it's not so bad. You know what sucks? Waking up to bad news. Now, as you all know, I like to make a lot of videos. Like I just wake up. I wake up to gacha, right? But I don't sleep to gacha. I don't sleep gacha and wake up gacha, right? I sleep series. I started watching Walking Dead. It's a pretty decent show, and so I wake up to apparently, since we all know, China is ahead of us in time, right? They're the attack titan. They're the Eren Yeager of the neverness to everness community. They get to send us glimpses of the future and get to let us know what to expect in as soon as NTE 1.1 runs in global, right? And it seems we have a little bit of an issue with the Porsche collab. That's something a lot of players are excited for. I don't know if we know about how many total pulls we're gonna get from the overall patch. I think that's a very important question that needs to be answered. So that way we can see the pull economy per patch, as in, is it still similar to like WUA, the Hoyo formula, or is it less because there's no 50-50? And if that's the case, it just negates the presence of the no 50-50. Like they basically cancel each other out. Like it makes the no 50-50 feel less valuable than it would have. Now, apparently the Porsche collab, you can't get the Porsche in the first 5 pulls for some reason. I think the reason is simple, is of course for you to want to spend more, because now they got you pulling. Gotcha, bitch! And since it's just fonts and it's cheaper, and of course, apparently the more you spend, the pricier it gets for you to even attempt a pull. And so I think the grand total for that is you need to spend millions of fonts, or probably around $100. I don't know about you, but that is a crap ton of money. Look, if you're gonna spend, at least use today's sponsor. This video is sponsored by Angel GM. If you want cheaper Rift crystals in NTE, Angel GM offers up to 23% off on first-time purchases. New users also get an extra 8% coupon, so after stacking both discounts, the $100 package drops to around $78. Note that actual discounted price may vary by region. The process is simple. Enter your in-game email, then enter your in-game password. Your login info is obviously not going to be stored or used to access your account in later dates. Pick your server, pay the transaction, and the recharge arrives almost instantly. Plus, you still keep all first top-up bonuses and monthly card benefits. Angel GM is PCI DSS certified and has tons of positive Trustpilot reviews, so it's safe and trusted by a lot of players. So if you, like me, want as much 2D anime baddies as you can, use my link in the description box and start saving big today. Thank you, Angel GM, for sponsoring the channel. Let's get back into the video. But if you're not a spender, how are we gonna go about this Porsche collab? Because I think it's a very important decision. Resource management, if you're not a spender, is incredibly important. And we're gonna need to have a bit of a discussion about that. Now, we got our good old man, Non-Pawn, covering this. I'm very curious about what he has to say. Title of this is why I'm skipping the Porsche collab, and you probably will too. Neverness to everness. Now, obviously, if you're a spender,
you don't have those issues.
This is not much of an issue. I don't think there's any need for you to skip. I just think the price is just too damn high, man. That's what I think. But for free-to-plays, yes, we have a decision to make, and let's see what he has to say, man. If there's more details for us to know about this entire collab. Maybe it's not as bad. If you enjoy this type of content, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to not miss any updates.
I guess I better go subscribe to VXV Gacha.
What's up, everybody? Non-Pawn here. And guys, this Porsche collab has some hands. I'm not joking. Unless you're like a light spender or so, I really don't recommend it. And I'll explain why. So,
yeah. Hey, look. That's a lot of money. Thankfully, through today's sponsor, you can negate some of the damage. But for considering it's for the Porsche, that's hard, man. That is hard. And the reason why it's so hard is because the reason why it sucks is because characters have more value than the cars, and typically players like the characters more. They just have more value all in all, because like you want to do the combat, you want to do things, all right? So of course this Porsche is going to be a luxury, right? It's kind of like IRL, really. It's pretty fitting. It's a luxury. But I feel like because we can attempt it through fonts, it feels very predatory, very gacha, and I feel like this is kind of why we may have a bit of an issue with the Porsche collab. Now, all in all, I mean, when you really sit down and think about it, since it's not a must-have item, it's fine. It's a collectible that a lot of people wouldn't want to miss out on. Sure, it's not that big of a deal. All right, it's not that big of a deal. However, because I know I could have just got lucky and gotten it, but now I can't because they trying to make it as predatory as possible to make us spend. A lot of players, that would just leave a bad taste in your mouth. And here's the thing, also, something very important to keep in mind. This will only last for 35 days. Now, one of my hopes was that the Porsche collab was gonna last longer. So like kind of like the Fate collab in Honkai Star Rail, because the banners are still up to this day. And it's probably a year now since they've been up. So unfortunately for us, it's very time gated, very FOMO-y in their approach. So yeah, tough, man, tough.
And I'm in the new area. And if you go into the events tab, about 1 week from now on Global, we will have the Porsche collab. Now, the thing is, it's not that simple that you could just buy it with a standard price. It's not that simple at all. And this kind of mimics what they used to do in Tower of Fantasy. You get the cosmetics and vehicles through a gacha.
I remember, shit, true, he's right. I remember that. Well, it used to be character skins. So if you don't have the character, or you don't necessarily care about the character, it's an easy skip. This is a generic item that a lot of players would want to have because it's also the best car, probably going to be the best car. So it's kind of annoying. Also, there's the skin, especially the female one. Holy belly button. I don't know, man. I feel like, geez.
And with this gacha, you can either choose to spend Enolith or with Fawns. But the thing is that as you keep pulling, the rates of how much things are going to cost are going to increase exponentially. And I mean exponentially. So right now I'm in China right now. So there's a bunch of like stuff over the screen, but I'll explain what it looks like over here. So here are all...
Wait, hold on. What? Okay, so we can get a 10 pull. Oh, it's not bad. Yeah, I know. So we can get a 10 pull, 3 pulls, 500k, which I guess is another pull in this banner. These gifts, I mean, they help with bonding and stuff. That's nice. We got the character skin and the Porsche skin. I think these are the most sought after. So technically, these 3 are going to be the most sought after rolls. Not so bad. Like we have a 1 out of 3, or technically 1 out of 4 if you want to include this other dice as well. So 1 out of 4 items is good. Like it's quite the catch if you get them free to play. It's not bad.
So here are all the prizes you can get. You can get beetle coins. You can get more Fawns actually if you win. 500k Fawns. Some leathers to upgrade your
get lucky
bonds. And of course, you have the Porsche collab skin, and you have the Porsche itself. On top of that, though, to let you know how this can really get on your nerves, is that I actually did some pulls, and I got the avatar frame. Yes, there is a Porsche avatar frame, and I even got the name tag, too. I got the Porsche name tag, but no Porsche.
Geez. That's so predatory, bro. It's like, well, you got these. Keep going. You need to complete the set. That's so annoying. I remember that back in the day with like booster packs and stuff. Like you open the pack, you find this rare card, but now you need the rest of the cards are gonna make the card work. Damn it. Now I need to pull more.
That's kind of frustrating, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I do.
That's where I'm coming from right now, is that this is how they get you, right? They get you started, they want you to pull a bit and make you feel like you have to be pretty invested to keep going. But
exactly,
you need to check these rates before you continue. It's not very simple. So if I go over here to this tab here, you'll see a bunch of Chinese characters. Don't worry about that. I'll make it simple for you, I promise. But this is where you get down to the rates. So your first pull can either be 50 Enolith or 50k Fawns. Not too bad.
Yeah,
and as you go
just
down
use
the
the
list,
Fawns
80
there.
for 80k Fawns, and so
easy.
And you start to think, okay, 10 Enolith for, 10,000 Fawns or so, that's not too bad. But then we get to the 8th pool. And the 8th pool is where things really start to ramp up.
What the hell? 800k? What the hell, boy? Why is it 600k? Should be 600k. Should be cheaper. This should be 800k. That's the formula they're going with. What the hell, boy?
Instead of having a simple 10 to 10 here, we now have a 600 Enolith to 800k Fawns. And then it goes to 800. Or you can do 1,000,000 Fawns. And then it keeps going. 10, 1200 Enolith for 1.5 million.
This is so annoying. This is so predatory and annoying, dude. Because now that you're in the middle, you're invested, you're attempting, you're hoping, and now they really up the bounty. It's so predatory, dude.
Fawns. And then it keeps on going after that. The thing is, as you do more pulls, your chances of getting the Porsche does increase, and you can see the brackets down over here. Now, again, these are a bunch of different characters. This is like the Fawns. These are like the different, these are like the Beetlecoins and stuff over here. Don't worry about that. But as you go down this list, you can start to see, okay, here's the 918 Spider here. And here are my chances of getting it with each bracket of pools that I acquire. And as you can actually...
Yeah, there it is. It's 0%. Yeah, there it is. You just can't get it. You can't get it in the first 5 pulls. You can't get the Porsche. You can hopefully get the skin, which is a W if you can, but that's one of the items you really want to get. Like, you just can't get at the first 5 pulls. And probably the most sought after one, too. Tough.
We see your first 5 pools, unless this is lower than 0.00%, you don't even have a chance to even get the Porsche.
Yeah.
Your first 5 pulls, you can get other items, but you cannot get the Porsche only until you get to the 6th pool and so forth.
So basically, you need to get it at 6-7. 6-7. Yeah, this is a joke. They're literally memeing on us because this is the cheapest it gets, because 8 is just a whole mil. That's just too much. So basically, you need to get it at 6-7. What are the odds of that? They're poking fun. They're memeing. They're trolling. The NTE devs are trolling.
You start to have a chance of getting that Porsche. But let's be honest, getting it at 0.19% chance is kind of like a shot in the dark, right?
Yeah.
You're very unlikely to get that. And as you can tell, when you get to the 6, 7, and 8, you know that's when the prices are going to go up even higher, right?
Okay, I think for a lot of players, we're probably going to go all the way to 10. I wouldn't be surprised to see players go all the way to 10. Okay, so because it's, I think, yeah, the culmination to get to 7 is like a mil and change. I think that's very feasible, up to 7. 8, I can see that happen. And by the time the patch ends, I'm pretty sure players might get all the way to 10 if they can. But the fact that you can't even guarantee it by that time is very frustrating. Like, it's just, you try, but man, that's tough. That's tough. I know I'll probably be trying all the way up to 10. I think I can do that, but it's going to still be very hard. And I'm going to have to try it at near the end of the patch.
So when you get to the very end of it, right, at 11, 12, 13, 14...
Yeah, I think these are just going to be impossible, right?
At that point, right? You're getting very close to it because you can't get anything else over here. The more you pull, the more likely you are to get in the Porsche. But as you can see, it just ramps up, right?
Yeah.
It gets very pricey. And people have pretty much summarized, if you want my honest take and my simple conversion rate of this, is that if you want this Porsche and you're super unlucky, you know, or even just have average luck.
Yeah, you need to spend $100 bucks.
13K Analyth, 13K in total, or about 20 million fonts. And that's just to get everything.
20 million fonts.
So you can't luck sack, you definitely can. And the thing about 13K Analyth, which I actually have right now, I'm covering it right now. If you go to the store, if you haven't gotten the rebate for it, because if you go over here, I think this is like the $100 pack you can get. If you have the rebate, that would be around, you know, $1,300.
Yeah, it's pretty much, yeah, it's $100 less, of course, if you use today's sponsor. Shouts out to them, but yeah, I guess yeah, it's for $100 bucks. They want you to spend $100 bucks. I don't know about that. That's tough. Now, I think the math that's also need to be done is, if I spend my funds first, how much do I save up on? I think that's also going to be important.
The Porsche is like, give or take $100. Not just the Porsche, but everything else that comes with it, right? The fonts, the title, the skin, like the whole entire package. I shouldn't just say just the Porsche itself is $100K or $100, right? I should say, like, you actually get.
Here's what pisses me off. See, this is, you guys remember when I always tell you they shouldn't give us the premium currency, as in the pull currency. They should give us the convertible generic premium currency as rewards for, like, if they want to give us a 10 pull, they should make it in, for example, annualized primo gems, asteroids, whatever, instead of directly the pull currency that's already converted. This is why, because at this banner, you need to use annualites. If you look down here, you have to use annualites. But see, if you wanted to go, okay, you know what? I got an early Lacrimosa. I got it in my first pull. I want to use these towards the Porsche. Or maybe I don't care about Lacrimosa. I just want to see my boy Chaos driving the Porsche. I want both of those. Yeah, well, see, you can't use that 10 pull for the Porsche. You have to use it for Chaos. You can't already start spending it on the Porsche. You got to wait for Chaos, and then you spend it on Chaos, and then you get the Porsche. It's super frustrating. And also, if you don't care about both characters, well, that tempo is just something you're going to have to put on the side, waiting for a character you actually want and cannot utilize it towards the Porsche. See, this is what I keep saying. I feel like a lot of we should be very vocal about the type of currency they give us freebies under. Something I like about, I know I'm not getting in trouble for this one, but Genshin Impact, when they give you 10 pulls, they give you 10 as primo gems. I think Wuthering Waves did that too for a bit. And 10 in the actual currency, which is key. I think it's very important. It showcases some of that predatory tactics they employ and how the devil is in the details. And even when it comes to the currencies in which they give you the freebies on, it's very important. Because just because it's freebies doesn't necessarily mean it's all well-intentioned. And as we can see here, there's a little bit of, predatoriness going on over there. So you got to be careful, man, with these gacha games. We got to be very careful. The devil is in the details, and we got to call it out and keep encouraging developers to just give us more flexible chances of exploring the gacha how we see fit. So, yeah.
I did some pulls for it. And guys, once you start, you don't think it's that much, right? Because you never really see the price going forward. But once you get into it, it's like, oh, I'll just do one more spin and one more spin and one more spin.
Yeah.
That's how they get you, right? It's like a slot.
There it is. He knows. Fucking based. He knows. You know, it's so obvious.
On going. And eventually you start to see like all the pieces you do have, right? I think like this border and this avatar frame probably have pretty good odds of getting obtained. I don't even think I'm that lucky. I think it's just there to really make you want to keep on going. The fact that I have a Porsche-less account and I don't even have a Porsche to come along with it. You know what I mean?
That's just,
so
that's just tilting.
You really have to consider. Now, again, this is something they actually did with Tower Fantasy, almost 1-to-1. I'm not going to lie. This was pretty much the norm. And
well, no, just because it's the norm doesn't mean it's okay, because contrary to Tower Fantasy, this is a generic item. In Tower Fantasy, it's limited to particular characters, and it's it's a little more niche in the type of players that will want that. But for this, I feel like most players are going to want the best car in the game, especially when you consider they added races and they expanded on races as a PvP game, where if you want to maximize your odds of winning, you kind of want the Porsche. So, tough.
And it is a good way for whales to spend and get money, or spend money, right? To keep the lights on. At the end of the day, we don't have a 50-50 in this game, which is great. But of course, they're going to put the...
Oh yeah, do we know how much pulls you get off 1.1? The exact counts per patch fluctuates. However, analyzing free-to-play income for a 6-week patch, players can generally expect 60 to 90 pulls, roughly 11 to 14k currency. So basically, you can guarantee one character every patch. Well, that's not bad. Because in the Hoyo games, you can only reach 50-50 and attempt to getting the character, but at least here, you guarantee the character. Like, you know you're going to get the character. So that's pretty good.
Let's talk about the car. How good is this thing? I'll go ahead and give it a test drive if you want to see it for yourself here. The thing about the Porsche is that it's
the best car,
honestly. And I don't want to say it's really power creeping too much. Let me move my camera over here. The thing is, it does have a higher top speed. Over here on the right side, you'll see it. And I'll even translate it.
It's going to be the
over
best.
Here, the Porsche over here, if I can translate it right now, let me see.
212.
The Porsche over here has 212 maximum speed and 10 acceleration, right? And if we go to the Pendragon over here, which is like the fastest car in the game currently, you can see that it's 202 max speed and 9 acceleration.
Absolutely.
So hold your horses. That doesn't mean that it's exactly better, because the thing is, there are car modifications. And to be honest, guys, to modify the Porsche, it's expensive.
Oh yeah, who could have seen that one coming?
Parts.
So yeah, they're really trying to tell you this is a luxury item. All right, if you're a whale, if you're really ahead of the game, you just say afford it. But for now, it's gonna be very hard. And this is the problem here, is this only lasts for 35 days. So more often than not, I think what I would be hoping for is I can get the Porsche and then slowly but surely keep modifying it and taking care of it. That's gonna be probably the best approach, because you're probably out of funds after you try to get it. So if you do get it, well, how the hell are you supposed to do the modifications and everything? You have no funds, you're broke. So you gotta wait and slowly but surely work on it. But of course, if you're a whale, it's a different ball game. So once again, reminding you, it's a luxurious item. They're telling you this in all ways possible.
This car, it is rough. So just keep that in mind. It is definitely a whaler's car, or someone who just enjoys vehicles, right? That's the point I'm trying to get at. So much to a point that, dude, I'm playing on China right now. This actually happened on stream. I went to the online races, right? I went over here and I queued up online and I saw...
They're all going to be Porsches. They're all going to be Porsches.
Oh, nothing? Oh, that's friends. I saw nothing but Porsches. Like the first...
Who could have seen that one coming?
First time I queued up, I am a beginner, right? I am like the lowest level at races. I just wanted to see what would happen. And sure enough, because CN definitely spends a lot, I went against 3 Porsches, right? The thing is, do I feel bad about it? Not really, because I still get my rewards anyway. I still get experience, right? And I still use my city stamina to get fonts. The only thing that might be frustrating is the 60 analyth you get from this, right? As you know, when you rank up over here,
Oh, you get
different
these?
analyth over here, right? You
I
get
did not know
different
that.
rewards. And when you get to this rig over here, which is like pro driver or something, you get the last bit of analyth, and that's 60 in total. 60 in total for an entire season, honestly, is not that much in the grand scheme of things. It's not really that big of a deal. It's mostly just a driving area for whale.
Yeah, well, thank God for that, because I don't do races, so I'm not too penalized for not interacting with that, so it's fine. I think it's good.
To compete and, you know, kind of just show off their ego a bit and see how
Yeah, it's
fast
just
they
60.
can, right?
It doesn't matter.
But this does feel a little bit bad for people who just want to race and have fun, but it's not really going to be a fair fight.
Welcome to PvP, really. As like the moment you play against other people that just want to win and, you know, play with the best thing ever, it's gonna happen. It's like complaining that people play meta. Of course people are gonna play meta, duh. They want to win. So yeah, it's gonna happen. It's annoying, but it will happen. Well, I think what they need to do is maybe create a rank system where people are going to be playing Porsches and be competitive and playing the best. There's more of incentive there, and a non-ranked system where players, maybe they could ban the best cars, so that way it enables free-to-play players to have a winning chance. I think they should definitely do that here. Maybe they've already done that, and I'm just talking out of my ass because I haven't checked this system yet. But from what I'm gathering, from what he's saying, they probably don't, and I think this is the best approach to alleviate this problem.
Just like in real life, racing almost is like pay to win, right? You have the better vehicle, you just kind of win. Of course,
In everything, really, man.
But that's kind of like how it feels, right? Let me go ahead and do a test drive here. I've been talking about this a lot. And that's just kind of like my opinion on the whole entire thing with the Porsche, right? Like, you can have an advantage if you put a lot of money into that Porsche. But the thing is, the return you're going to get on it is not going to be much. You're solely doing it for the spirit of just having the Porsche and just having a fast car to compete against other people who also have a Porsche, right? The thing is, I don't know if you're going to have that much fun racing against people who aren't as fast as you, because you're just going to be doing a time trial lap at that point, right? That's what it's going to feel like. And I'll go ahead and let me pause the music here a bit so you just hear like the engine a bit. The Porsche is pretty fast. Again, goes up to 212.
That's good too.
I have seen it go up to 258 as a max speed on this track before when I was racing. The handling, not so good. I'm going to be honest. Maybe when you modify it, it could.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
The handling is not the best in my
it.
opinion. And as far as drifting goes, I mean, it depends, right? I'm playing at 120 FPS, and as far as I know, the higher your FPS, the harder it is to actually drift. So that could just be a me issue right now. But as far as you can see, the Porsche, you get what you paid for, right? It is very fast, high top speed, but what you paid for is quite a bit, right? And here's the other thing, right, guys? When you saw the trailer for the Porsche collab, you saw that there were you saw that there were other cars that will be coming out. This is just the first phase of the Porsche collab. As more cars get introduced, I promise you that there's going to be more faster cars in this game, right? I said more faster cars, but you get what.
Oh shit! So this is gonna add more cars like that. I thought it was gonna be different brands, but like it's gonna be other Porsches. So we can just save for the next one, right? Yeah, we could just save for the next one. All right, great. You know what? Maybe it's not so bad. Maybe it's not so bad. Yeah, if we're gonna have others coming in, but this time we're gonna be ready. We're gonna save our funds. We're going to be as prepared as possible. We're going to save up as many millions as we can. I think that's great. You know what? All right. I'd like to retract some of the negative sentiments. It still kind of sucks. It's still predatory and everything. If you want things now, of course. But again, if you are more grounded and disciplined, and you know there's other opportunities for you to get maybe even better cars, maybe in the next Porsche collab when they add the new banner, they'll include this car as well. Like you can try and get one of the two. Who knows? So as long as we still have another chance at getting a Porsche, I'm good. You know what? I think we're good. So I think all in all, this 35-day thing isn't necessarily as bad as I thought it was. Never mind.
I mean, and that's where I'm really coming from, is that of all things that could be easily power crept, it's definitely...
Oh, and true. Maybe the next Porsches could power creep the first one. That's possible. It is possible.
Motorized vehicles. Just like how GTA has motorized power creep, so will this game. And I think in GTA, God, I don't know how many people paid for shark cards in that game, but cars got really expensive in Grand Theft Auto. I'm not going to lie. And every year or so, they came out with a faster car, and a faster car, and a faster car, and so forth, right? The thing about this game is that it pretty much is just like, you know, the fighting grounds for whales to compete in, and an online race mode if they want to. But just keep in mind...
Yeah, just make a ranked system for whales and unranked system for free-to-plays where you ban the best cars, and I think everybody's going to be happy.
I don't think it's a race you can ever win unless you keep on spending money to get a faster car and so forth, right? Because just like how like characters can be power crept based off damage or like you know, soaking cars, right? It's a simple thing to power creep. You just tweak the acceleration, the handling, and just whatever, and just call it a day. I think characters are definitely more fun to pull for because then they open up different team compositions, combos, etc. To me, that's more enjoyment as opposed to just having a car have a slightly higher slider on the scale.
Characters are why we're here. Everybody's here for their 2D anime baddie. That's the reality of it. And you know, a Porsche is fine. It looks cool. And also, I'll be honest. All right, chat, let's call a spade a spade. The reason why we want this Porsche is because it's a limited item. They created the scarcity of it. They created the value of it. The reality is it doesn't matter at all. But we want it. We care about it because, one, we could just spend funds to get it, and it's also gacha. It's like, oh, shit, I need to get lucky. I need to feel like I'm the MC today. Because, you know, when you get lucky, you feel like you're the MC. And so you not only chase the high, but of course, it's just, you know, for the people that can recognize it, but also you also want that collectible value it provides. It feels very solid. It makes your account feel more valuable, and it's a good feeling, right? You feel like you're very rewarded for your luck. And that's something gachas really, really do. So people chase that feeling, and if you can't get it, a lot of people are going to get frustrated. But all in all, if you disregard and you are more disciplined and grounded, it doesn't necessarily matter. It doesn't. That's not why we're playing NTE. We're playing NTE just to add another game in our roster. The other day I tried it. Withering Waves daily time is like 3 to 5 minutes. And you're done, and then I just want to add something else in that game time. Like, I just kind of want to reach 30 minutes. That'd be nice. So I think with both of them, I reach 20 minutes? Almost, not really. So yeah, that's me being generous. So yeah, it is what it is, man. I feel like all in all, it's not as bad. It's not as bad. When you take into consideration that there will be future Porsches, this is not as bad.
Personally care about how the car meta will excel after this? Not really too much. As a matter of fact, I think the Pendragon can still keep up with the Porsche, especially if like the Porsche driver is bad at driving. Even if they can tweak their vehicle to be a little bit faster, you know, I think you can still beat them, right? I don't really think there's that much of an issue, but who knows how that's going to be going forward. So just keep that in mind. It's not really a race you win because you're just going to keep spending money to get ahead.
Exactly.
But that's my honest opinion on the Porsche collab. To me, don't spend your money on it. Do not spend your funds on. Do not do any of that. I do not think it is worth it.
I think what he's trying to say is when you reach 7 to 8, stop, is what he's saying. Because I think 1 million is fair as an attempt because you can still get a free standard 10 pull. You can get 3 pulls as well. You can get more funds. Right, you can still sack and get something really, really cool, right? And it's not that expensive. 1 million. I mean, we spend it on just apartments and shit. Like 1 million and then funds. It's not a big deal. So I think as far as we can try, we'll probably reach there. And then I think the best idea is to just stop and start preparing for the next one. I think that's gonna be key. I might chase, like if I don't get the 10 pull early, I might chase it a little bit all the way to 10 if I can. But I think also the play is definitely going to be, okay, this is over. Let me start preparing. I will start farming as much funds as possible in wait of the next Porsche to come to the game. And I feel like that's pretty good.
If you're a light spinner and you just enjoy it for the game, that's perfectly fine. Thank you for supporting the devs. But for me, I'm going to be skipping it on CN and definitely on Global. Let me know what you think down below. Thank you to all my YouTube members and Twitch subs.
I made a whole video to let you know what I think, man.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, we got you, man. We got you. So yeah, there it is. I also want to go over a little bit of something. It's kind of want to do a little bit of math to see how much we can say reduce the amount of pulls we spend if we are to use the funds. Like maybe we could go all the way. So if we go over here, we have the total amount. So if we go all the way to 8, yeah, 8. Okay, so we start from 9. So 800, 1200, that's 20. 2,000, 34, 5,000, 7,000, 92. Oh yeah, that's a lot. It's still like 10K. It's still around 10K, or if not 11K. So it doesn't reduce too much. You still have to spend pretty much $100. Less so if you use today's sponsor, of course, shouts out to them. But yeah, it's still very expensive. So basically, you just save around the 10 pull if you use the early funds. Let me do the math here real quick. So that's 1,100. Yeah, that's basically a 10 pull you can save if you go the 2 million funds route. Actually, this is going to be 2 million funds to reach 8. You can save yourself basically the equivalent of a 10 pull. which I think was what most players are going to be doing. I know myself, I'll probably be doing this approach. Hopefully I can get lucky in some of the things there. And yeah, man, I think all in all, when you factor in the fact that you can still get Porsches in the future, when you factor in the fact that you can save your funds for them, I don't think it's that bad. Obviously, now this is a bad time. Obviously, now a lot of players may feel frustrated because they can't get it now. You know, if you're one of those Amazon Prime users, you want stuff now. Yeah, you're not going to be very happy with this unless you want to spend, of course. Obviously, they managed to create value and scarcity towards an item that players will want. And they make it so that you can still attempt free to play through funds. You can still try. It sucks that you can't get into the first 5, but you can still get the skin. You still have chances for the skin. You can still get 10 pulls, right? It's okay. It's not bad. But if you're just chasing the Porsche, they definitely created that scarcity. They definitely created that. There's definitely predatory tactics in that want you to go outside of your comfort zone and spend in order to be able to get it. It's not bad because that's kind of what they have to do, right? It's what they have to do. I feel like it's a fair approach when you consider what's coming in the future, as in other Porsches where you can try again. Therefore, you can just save up from now and get the Porsche you want. And who knows, in the rerun, in the next Porsche, maybe they could have another banner next to it with the previous Porsche. Like you get to choose the model you want and chase that one. I don't know if they'll save how far you got ahead in the banner when it reruns again. That could happen, kind of like characters and their skins. It remembers, it registers in your account so that when the character reruns, you're still in the same count in terms of a skin pity than you would when the banner was around. So I think they could maybe apply that as well, but we'll see how they go about their approach. All in all, for now, we are penalized for just we just spawned. We don't have enough funds. We don't have a lot of funds gathering ways for now, but maybe in the future that might not be the case, and when that happens, we will be ready. You know what, this skin and the free 10 pulls and stuff like that being there too helps a lot in giving this banner value. It definitely helps. Not enough where I want to spend personally, but enough for me to really sweat and grind those funds. I might throw a 10 pull if I can. Why not? If I get like an earlier like Hermosa and Chaos and I'm kind of balling in terms of resources, I might throw a 10 there. Who knows? Who knows? But let me get my characters first. That's very important. We are here for the 2D anime baddies. That's what we're mainly here for. So yeah, I think that's going to be my take. I think more discipline and remaining calm and seeing the bigger picture and seeing how things are going to go from here, future, long term. I feel like when you apply that particular type of way, I feel personally less frustrated than I was at the start of the video, to be completely honest with you. The more information I digested, the more I expanded my horizon in how this collab is going to go. I feel like it's fair. I feel like it's totally fair, personally, because you can still get it. We just need to prepare for it. And we just didn't have time. We're caught off guard, but the next time we just won't be. It's that simple. I would say 8 out of 10 approach in the collab, guys. 8 out of 10. Right? It sucks that we can't get it now. That's why it's not a 10 out of 10. But I think it's an 8 out of 10. It's pretty cool. I think we can definitely get it for free in the future. So yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Be seeing you.